Once we've produced all of our drawings, the next logical step for us is going to be to batch print our deliverables. So the first thing we're going to have to make sure we do is download and install the object enabler to suit our software. Okay, what we want to do now is jump out of our 3D model here, and I want to go and open one of the 2D drawings. You can see in the history here that my detail folder already exists because I've been in there before. So I can just simply go into there, that's the shortcut for it, and you can see all my drawings in here, my 2D drawings that I've created. So I'm just going to open up the first one of those. From within here, I'm going to be able to, I need this guy here open so I can go into my Project Explorer and load all the other ones from the current directory that this drawing is from. So I'm going to go into Project Explorer, the active directory that I'm in, which is where the detail folder, and either refresh it or go to your designs, and you can see that all my 2D drawings are in there. But just watch out because the 2D blocks for updating and so forth are already in here as well. Don't touch those guys. We need those sort of for later updating and so forth. So just grab the first and the last, right click, print organizer. Okay, and just OK that. That's going to tell us what we're going to load in. All right. It will load everything into the print organizer. All right, and I'll just expand this out a little bit so we can sort of see there's lots of options in here that we probably don't want. And the thing to check for is that PDF is the default printer. Okay. Now what I did was I right click there and I'm just checking that the Bentley PDF here is the correct printer for it to be using. All right, if it wasn't, you can just go into the magnifying glass. So here's the directory. Okay, and we've just got to search out the PDF in there. All right. Anyway, mine defaulted to that, and hopefully yours will as well. So just I need you to know where to go. So the thing I want to watch for is, you can see that we've got a whole heap of bits and pieces within here. Everything is 1:10. Everything's nice and neat, all decimal places and bits and pieces. And the giveaway that something's not going to be right is, see, I've got some here that are a little bit weird and wacky. That's because by default it's trying to put it on an A4 and the scale is not right for it to fit that page. All right, so there'll be a couple of giveaways here that I'd like you to look for, but you'll get better at this as you sort of go on, that something there is not quite right. All right. Also, I just want to tidy this up. See, we're scrolling left or right. So what we can do is you can set this up so that really there's only a couple of items in here that we use if we want. So there's a lot of junk in here, mirror and so forth, that really we don't want. And this browser will become shorter and shorter and probably more usable, to be honest with you, because the really key important ones that we're going to want is things like the scale and the X and Y size and the paper size. They're the real key ones that I kind of look for all the time. Okay, so we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty here of sort of, they're the ones that I want to use. Okay. From there, what I want to do is I just want to make sure that I can define the correct ones. Okay, so I want to define the A3 and something. Now, quite often this may not be set to the right printer. Okay, it's very hard to lock this in. I've yet to find a way to lock this in, I'm afraid. So you can see here, mine's defaulting to master even though it doesn't exist. And I'm just going to redefine that it prints to PDF plot config. Okay, so I'm just going to scamper through all those, just reset them all to PDF. Okay, you may or may not have to do this, but just this is how, if yours isn't quite working the correct way, this is how we do it. And the next thing is that because we've redefined the printer, I've just got to run through and step back to main and define the paper size up here. All right, so set A1 to A1, A2 to A2, etc., etc. So I'm just going to scamper through here, and then we're going to save this off after I finish this. All right. Now I've yet to find a way to save this in here by default. Unfortunately, I'm sure there's a way. It's just, I'm sorry, it's probably a little bit of lack of experience on my behalf. I'll update this video as soon as I work out how to do it. All right. Okay, tick OK. Now, if I grab those guys there, now if I go apply, that guy there, he's obviously an A3, that guy, because of the scale factor, and you'll get used to this scale factor. So I'm just going to go apply A3 to that, and you can see that 1 is to 10, and everything's back to all the zeros where it's supposed to be. Okay, so it's just a simple case. Each time we come in here, the different scales that the borders have jumped up to, we might need to just go in and reset these couple here. So you can grab them on mass like I've just done there. That will happily work too. So now all of my detail drawings are 1 is to 10, which is the default for ProSteel for 2D detail drawings. Okay, and you can see all the zeros are right. So I'm just going to grab the first, last, right click, or print. Okay, now the other thing that I haven't worked out how to do yet either is the output file name. We want to save it as the drawing. So by default, it's going to try and do this. We want to set it to design name, just on its own, design name, and you can preview that. Okay, so you can see that the print definition name and the output name is exactly the same, which is what we want. Okay, and the final thing is, let's set the destination. I like my destination to be back where my other drawings are, okay, which is the detail folder. So I'm just going to go and find that now. Okay, that. All right, so the output file name's right, and where they're going to go is right, and then we just go OK. From there, it just smashes them out. Okay, I've just got to work out how to save those off. Those couple of settings. I'm yet to do that, but it's a pretty quick fix once we've got to do it. I don't bother saving the preset because that's preset for those existing files, which is probably going to be a waste of time. So I'm just going to show you now. I've got a shortcut here to my detail folder, and you can see that all of the PDFs have been created. Very good. Thank you for watching. Hopefully that will help you out.